Guys, I don't know how windy it's going to be, how the audio is, but one of the best ways to real world test a knife is cutting some wood. And one of the best things to do is to just simply try to cut a tent stake. Like, how well does your knife handle cutting through actual wood material and things like that? Because that's going to give you a good idea of the comfort in hand. Because when you're putting that much pressure on anything, you're going to feel like any hot spots and things like that. Is the handle the right feel for you? Is it the way you want it to feel? Is it going to do the things you want it to do? And things like that. So we're going to come in close. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do when I'm actually testing knives here at the house. So like I said, just simply cutting down like you're cutting into to make a tent stake, just doing little whittling, just simple things like that is going to tell you how that's going to cut harder material. Like, everybody can cut cardboard and things like that, but how is your knife going to do against a harder, thicker material than cardboard? These are actual real world tasks. Like, you might be out in the field, need to make a stake or a post or something that you're going to put in the ground, like a tent peg or something like that. So I use these little dowel rods. Another thing you might want to do is like little whittling things like this to do like feather sticks and things like this. Man, it is windy. I apologize, guys. So those are little things you can do. Real world testing, like, how can I whittle off and get little kindling pieces and like that? How's the edge going to hold up against wood as opposed to other things? And there's some of the best little tests that you can do with a knife is doing this. And I do this all the time. I have to clean up the yard all the time, and I'm sure the landscaper gets tired of seeing seeing wood chips and stuff all over the yard. But this is one of the best ways to test your tools, is to actually use them as you would if you were in the field doing things that you would do on a typical day-to-day. So just real quick, I just thought this would be a fun little video for you guys to just see some of the real world testing that goes into this. I buy broomsticks. I buy broomsticks these days, and I just cut them into pieces that are pretty much even so that I've got a pretty standard test material. And then I'll just stay out here for a little bit and I'll whittle on them. I'll see how the handle performs, how it feels in hand and everything. And it gives you a really, really good feel for how that knife is going to perform for you. So there's a lot of other real world tests you can do. I do know a lot of people like strictly are cutting cardboard and things like that. But, you know, you can find at one point, you know, when you're doing these cuttings, you can find things that might not be what you want in a knife. And then you'll find knives that you might not have thought you liked, but then in performance, they absolutely stand out. So this is just one of the steps that I do when I'm testing knives. And I just had never really filmed this for you. You guys have seen the cardboard cutting. You've never seen how I utilize like real world tasks to see what a knife is going to do.